to allow others to join, and then we will get started. Okay, let's get going. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're joining from. We're very excited to have you all here, part of the AVEVA Academic Competition 2026. Today with me, I have a few colleagues from the adoption team and also someone who's particular part of my team. I have John Matham, part of my team, part of the call today, who is a senior manager, part of the adoption team. Also, Danielle Pedrini, who will be part of the training today, and also Bruna Giron, who is an academic success manager in AVEVA. I am a director of academic engagements and super excited to be your host today. So just to give you some housekeeping, we are recording the session and we will have some Q&A at the end. So please, if during the training, if you have any questions, please submit them via the chat in writing, and then we will address as many as we can at the end. But yeah, with no further ado, I would like to say that John and Daniel, my colleagues, will give you an overview of AVEVA the Data Connect today and AVEVA data visualization. And then this training will provide you the guidance needed for you guys to be able to participate successfully in the competition. John, Daniel, do you guys want to get us going?
Sure. Yeah. I'll start us off real quickly and then hand us off to Daniel. Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. I hope you're all doing well. We're here to talk to you a little bit about AVEVA Connect. It's one of the pieces of our technology that you're going to be using as part of this academic competition. This is really where the data set resides. So the data that you're going to be using is up in our platform. This is typically what we recommend customers do nowadays is make their data available through AVEVA Connect and some of our various other industrial information technologies. Pi being one. There's also several others. There's AVEVA Historian, but ultimately we want all of this stuff to get up into the cloud to facilitate better data sharing. At a really high level, what you're going to be doing with the data in Connect is you're going to be creating something called a data view that's shaping the data, coming up with something very specific for whatever you're going to be utilizing it for. Daniel will go over that a little bit here in a few minutes. You're going to be then using that data view in some type of extraction of the data using Python or some other method of your choosing. Daniel's going to go over at a high level how you could use Python to do that. And there are some examples out there that'll help get you started. That's really the a big part of the Connect portion of this is the data sets in Connect. You want to extract it and you want to use it to train a model that you're then going to be using with AVEVA process simulation. The other thing you're going to be doing within Connect, I think this is another piece of it, is using our visualization services there to create some sort of dashboard against the data that already exists. That's something that a lot of our customers do, and that's something that's been that you've been tasked with as part of this competition. So again, high level data view. You're going to be using that data view to extract it, to train your model, to put it in APS, and you're going to be using Connect visualization services to create a dashboard that'll hopefully, in the real world, allow you to view the data in an insightful way. With that being said, I'm going to hand it over to Daniel. Daniel's going to cover just at a high level how you're going to be interacting with Connect. And then I'll come back here in a few minutes to talk to you about where you can go for additional information with AVEVA Learning Academy, docs.aveva.com, all of that type of stuff. So Daniel, go ahead, take us away.
Hi, everyone. Nice to have you here to this presentation. I'm going to show first how to get access to the Connect. And from that web page, I'm going to show how to connect the data source and data visualization. I'm going to pass through how to see the data on the data connectors, on Connect data surfaces. How can we create a simple dashboard? And how can we extract this data from using the Python code? Okay, so we have the Connect web page. We can access from the Connect web page. I'm gonna send to you on the chat the web page, and from here we have this button to sign in. Okay, and as we sign in, we just need to put our email that we sign up on the Connect. And in your case, we're gonna see the Amor CDS Evolve 01. This is the tenant that we create for this competition. Okay, so we just need to select this one, and here we're gonna access the Connect web page. Okay. From this folder, we have the main folder that is the folder that we create for this competition, the APS academic competition. Okay, and here we can see two links for the services that we have for the data services and the visualization service. First, I'm going to show you how can we access the data services and what we can do in the data services. Okay, we just need to click on it. And here is the home page of the Connect data service. Okay, to see all the data that we have on these data surfaces, we need to come to data management and the sequential data just for concept. Okay, each point that we store the data, we're gonna call as a stream. Okay. For example, we have this stream at-1100.pv and these other streams. So this is for each point that we read data from our source or our data source. For example, temperature, pressure, or another kind of data that we can read from our field. Okay. To see the data for each point, we just need to select from here, just select, and it will open on the right side the detail of this point. For example, the ID, name, where is the data is stored, okay? And some properties for this data. For example, as we can see below. To see a trend of this data, we just need to click on View Trends, okay? And it will open a trend of this data, for example. In this particular case that we are working with, we have data from October 12 to October 16. So I'm gonna select this range. And we can see, in this case, our trend of this particular stream. Okay? So this is how can we see the information for each stream. We can also see these values as a table. So I can come back to sequential data store, select the stream, and select view data. With this, we're gonna see all the data that we have stored in our database. Okay? Uh, so this is how can we see data on using the data connected data service. So Daniel, how can we export this data and how can I combine all this stream in the same table, for example? To combine all this stream in the same table, we have what we call data views. Okay? Data view is a way that we can create a different way to see this data as a table. For this competition, we already create a data view that we call 2026 academic competition. And this table, we have all the stream, the 50 stream that we have in the same table. I'm gonna show you now. So I'm gonna click on this data view. I'm gonna edit this data view. And during the edition of this data view, we can see the table that we create. For example, we have a column with the timestamp, and the other column that we have is each data view that we have in our data table, okay? Database. So we have, in this case, 51 columns here, okay? And we can see this data in two shapes, as a standard, as we have a column with the timestamp, and each column is the stream that we have. It's really good to use this kind of shape using Python code, so we can see as a data frame. We're gonna see this. And we also have a narrow, okay, narrow shape. Narrow shape is a different way that we can export the data. And use, sorry, is there any question? Okay, in narrow shape, we have a different way to see or export this data. We're gonna have a timestamp column. We're gonna have a field. The field is gonna be the name of the stream, and we're gonna have another column as a value. We're gonna have only three columns in this type of shape to see. Narrow is really good when we use R as a code, okay? So it's gonna make easy to create some analysis or model using R. In our case, I'm gonna show you how to use Python, and we're gonna use a standard, okay? Uh, so let me show you a simple code. How can we import this data from the Connect data service to Python and to a data frame? Okay, I have this code already created. I don't know if you can see if it's a little bit small, but we have a library that we can use to import the data. Okay, in our case, I create a .env file to put all the information that we have, for example, the client ID and client secret. I just load all this information, and in this part here, I just pass all the information that I want to read for our data view. So I create a data view. I tell them that I want to get the interpolate data, pass the information that I want, the start date, end date, and the interval. And from there, we have our data frame. As I told you, we have a timestamp, and here we have for each column our string. Okay, so this is one example. How can we import the data using our library? Okay, that we have on Daniel, where I can see an example of this code. We can see an example of this code here in AVEVA GitHub. Okay, if you go to github.com/Aviva, you can get access to this web page of the GitHub. And here in the analytics, we have, for example, data views and some code, an example code for Jupyter and Python. And also we have for R. Okay, so if we click on, for example, on Jupyter Notebook, we have an example here for code. How can we import some data using Jupyter Notebook? Okay, it here also have some example how to create some graphics. Okay, so we can use here to help you how to get access to the data using our library. Okay, now I'm gonna show you how we can see, how can we create a dashboard using connected visualization services. From our Connect web page, we have this visualization. We just click on visualization. Just a minute. And here in visualization, we can see some information about this namespace. We have, as I said, 50 streams and no visualization. We didn't create any dashboard yet. So to create a new one, I just need to click on create. So we can choose for experience or visualization. I'm gonna choose visualization. I'm gonna choose grid, okay, to make it easier to create. And here I just need to add content. For example, I will select visualization and select what type of visualization I want to see. In our case, I'm just going to select the line chart, select. Here, I can change the size of this type of visualization, okay? For example, so I'm going to do this bigger. And in this right side here, I just need to click on Add Data. If I click on Add Data, it's gonna show me all the data stream that we have, and I just need to select the data that I want to see. I just select, for example, two data, add data, okay? And now I just need to set the period that we want. For example, let me get last year, just to see. We can see some data here. For example, here is the data that we have on our database. Okay, so this is an example. How can we create a data view and how can we access the data and use visualization? I think I passed for everything. Now I'm open for any question.
No, he's everything
Before
okay.
we,
Thanks.
okay. Oh, okay, go ahead. Daniel, did you have more to cover? Sorry, I was or do you want me to take over and talk a little bit about the Learning Academy and stuff now?
I don't have anything. I just, if someone have any question,
Yeah.
I can answer,
Okay.
John. So
Yeah.
I finished my
Oh.
presentation here.
Yeah, let me go ahead and first I'm going to talk a little bit about where you can all go to get some additional information on Connect Data Services and Connect Visualization Services. So there are a couple of things available to you, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here to see if I can. I'm on my tiny little laptop window today, so hopefully I'll get this working. So the first place you can go is AVEVA Learning Academy. And this is where you can learn about all things AVEVA. It's one of the websites we host. It's one of the methods you're going to use to get access to the environment. And right now I'm logged in as an employee, so my overlay might look a little bit different than yours when you log in. But the big thing I want you to focus on here is you log into AVEVA Learning Academy, you will be asked to create an account the first time. And this account gets used across Learning Academy. It gets used across the knowledge base. So you'll be able to use that account to get access to various bits of information about Connect Data Services and AVEVA Process Simulation, and any other AVEVA products you might want to search on. The thing you're really going to want to look at here are the learning bites. So these are small videos. I think they're really no more than 10 minutes, usually quite a bit less. And specifically here, you have access to AVEVA Process Simulation Learning Bites, and you also have access to Connect Learning Bites. So if we go to the Connect Learning Bites, you'll see all of the videos available to you. There's a lot about Connect service and usage management. You don't need to worry about any of that. Not really. Anyway, if you're curious and you want to look into it, you're certainly welcome to do so. But the big thing you're all going to be interested in is logging in, getting access to the data within Connect Data Services, and then visualizing that data using Connect Visualization Services, and then developing some method for extracting the data. So there's the pretty helpfully organized into those categories. So you have a whole section on Connect Data Services. You can look at data management, data egress, and various different videos will pop up for you there. Same thing within Connect Visualization Services, and same thing within that application development. So the second bit is docs.aveva.com. So this is going to be for those of you that maybe want to read some content rather than looking through videos. So if you go here, you're going to see some sections on Connect Data Services, and Connect Visualization Services. You're going to want to focus your efforts in Connect Data Services and Connect Visualization Services. And once you start browsing through here, you're going to be able to access overall information on Connect Data Services. You can get access to the developer documentation. And there's also a link here to the GitHub for code samples if you want to use that as a starting point. So a couple different options there as far as where you want to go to get your content. For docs.aveva.com, you don't need a user account. You can just go there. You don't have to sign up for anything. You can just go there and browse and look at everything that's available to you. For AVEVA Learning Academy, I did want to showcase real quick. I'm going to go back here. If you sign in, if you haven't signed into the Learning Academy before, if you don't have an account, you're going to be presented with this page, and you're going to see this sign in register button right here on the right-hand side. If you click on that, you're going to be presented with the login screen, and you're going to see I have a lot of different credentials that I've cached for this, some internal, some external, and that's so I can test the different overlays. But here you're going to want to register. If you don't have an account with us already, maybe you do, I don't know. But if you don't, you're going to want to click this register button, and you're going to then be presented with this page that says, hey, do you already have a user account? Did you just forget your password? It's very likely none of you that you don't have a user account for our support site and things like that. So you're going to want to set up your user profile. I would recommend you all select developer at this point, because that is kind of what you're doing. I wish there was a academic selection here, but there's not. You don't need to worry about your customer first contract number. You just need your email, first name, last name. You can use any email you want. It could be your school email, it could be your, Hotmail, Gmail. It could be one that you create just for this. Just need some sort of email where they can send confirmations and whatnot too. And then from a company name standpoint, this is all address information that you basically put in whatever you want, but perhaps just put in the address of your school at this point. That's probably the easiest thing to do. And then you're going to go ahead and create the account, username, password. That's going to get you access, or it should get you access to those learning bites. So you'll be able to go into the learning bites. You'll be able to look at all the ones available for Connect data services. You'll be able to look for the ones available for Connect visualization services, and then also some of those developer ones as well. Hopefully get you put you in a position where you're pretty comfortable with extracting the data and training your model with it. So those are the other two locations you can go to get some additional information. Obviously, you can Google as well, and that'll actually reference back to a lot of these things anyway, particularly the information in docs.aveva.com. So you've got a lot of information at your disposal, and then use it, please. There's a lot of content out there that should help you get started. And then I think with that, Mihaela, it's Q&A time. If you have any questions, everybody.
Yeah, there's no questions at the moment in the chat, but if anyone has any questions, please feel free. So following up this meeting, we will send you an official email to join, for you to join the AVEVA Connect and all the other accounts needed. So you will have a specific guidance on each step to follow. We also have a team of experts that are available for you for any questions. Yeah, so everything will be, all the information necessary will be in the user guide. But I see a question coming in right now. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, the recording will be sent. The link will be sent as soon as this meeting is over. I'm not sure what, Stephanie, what you mean about the shared folder to working as a group. You will have access to all the information, but if you guys want to share, if you're part of a team and you want to share the folder, you will have to do this yourself. And then I have some problems with my laptop. Can you explain again the part about Python? I think that was Daniel, right, John? That was going more into Python. Daniel, can you please go over the Python portion that you were explaining earlier?
Sure. Let me share my screen here.
Okay.
There's also a quick question on metadata tied to the data streams. The answer is yes. Sometimes you'll get unit information there. Sometimes you won't. Kind of depends on how those things have been set up. So if you are looking at it and I'm assuming that the unit information is there. So you should be able to extract that in the data view as well. And Mihaela, there's a question about the design brief as well.
Yeah, and of course we will give you guys the challenge. So the exercise will come in the email, via email after this call. So yeah, again, as soon as this call is over, you should receive all the information necessary. So you'll have the user guide that will help you, step by step, and also you'll have the exercise that you guys will have to resolve.
So let me explain here a little bit about the Python code. Okay, first we're gonna import the library and everything that we're gonna use. In my case, I just use the AVEVA clients and data view. Okay. Uh, some information that we need, I just store here on the dots, and information just like the client ID, client secrets. Okay. And I just, after I import the information, the library, I just start my client, pass all the information that I want. For example, the API version, tenant ID, resource, client ID, client secret. Okay, this information. We have this example on the GitHub. We can use there. After that, with the clients, I just ask for the client what type of information that I want to bring to me. For example, I want to bring data view. I can bring only the stream data or bring the asset information in our case. As I want to use to create a model and I want to compare the data between each stream, the best way to do this is use the data view. As we have a table with all the information, so I use the data view. And we have some function there. For example, I will get the information from the interpolated data. To get that, I need to pass the namespace ID, the name of the data view, and the start date and the end date. As we are reading data as interpolated data, I need to pass the interval in which, what is the interval that I want to get the data. After that, I just extract the data because it returned as a tuple. So I just extract the data and create the data frame, okay, with the information that we have. Okay, I just did this, and with the data frame, we have, for example, all the data that we want. So I brought 4 days of data between October 12th until October 16th. So I have all this data, and with this information, now I can start to work and create my model. Okay? Did I answer the question?
Okay,
No, no
seems like
questions.
we got a thumbs up. So we're good. Okay, so a few more questions, just an overview again, right? The competition is in January. You guys will look at Connect, right? So you will get access today to Connect. We will have an administrator who will add all of you guys in the Connect, and then you will receive an email to create your credentials. So please, I see a lot of questions in terms of how the process will follow. You will receive the guide, as I mentioned, and then the email with all the access that you need. So in January, this is what you're going to be doing. You're going to receive access to Connect. You're going to start looking at your data sets and build your dashboards. And then in February, you will look at our simulation tool, our AVEVA process simulation. And also, I would like to remind everyone that on January 26th, we will have a live session for the training for AVEVA process simulation. So again, for January, you will explore industry data set, and then build your dashboards in the Connect visualization, which you'll get access probably in the next hour, or let's say an hour and a half. And then, you identify the inputs and outputs, and then for your AI model. And then, you will submit at the end of January the progress that you've done. And then in February, you will work in the simulation tool that we will give you access to. And any other questions, John, that you went through? I was trying to I'm not sure if you saw anything else.
A lot of questions just about the competition itself, and then also where to send additional questions, right? Which I think all of that's going to be covered in the follow-up email. Also, a lot of questions about forming groups.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I'll give
I
a
didn't.
little bit on that. So you guys form your own groups within your university. So you can have you or three other colleagues, so up to 4 students part of a group. This is not something that we do, so this is up to you. Just so you know, if you are part of a group, you're not eligible for the internship that you can win. You are only eligible for the monetary prize. So this is something to keep in mind. If you are, participating as an individual, you will be able to yeah, be eligible for the internship and have a 3 month internship with AVEVA. If you participate with the group, you'll only be eligible for monetary. And then the last questions that I see, I'm just reading briefly. Do I need to create an account? Again, you will receive an invitation for the Connect, and then with the user guide and the email that we will send you, you will be able to kind of put all the details together.
So there is a question on visualization within Excel versus Connect visualization services. So we want you to create it and Connect visualization services. It's the AVEVA technology. It's cloud-based. It's something that can be shared with the vast majority of a much larger audience of people. It's what you would see more often within an industrial environment. So most of our customers aren't building things with Excel and then sending the dashboard around. They're building dashboards within some sort of HMI. So they're either building it as part of their control, or they're building it to create some sort of insightful dashboards for engineering. So that's the main reason why we want you to build there, is because that's what you're probably going to be seeing within industry. There's a big shift away from trying to create stuff within Excel and pass those around by email or shared links.
Okay, so another question was around the teams. So again, this is not something that we are in charge of, AVEVA. This is up to you guys in how you want to work together. So what we give you guys access to is the challenge. We give you guys access to the product, to the training. Of course, it's part of what John showed in AVEVA Learning Academy. This is something that you guys will have to do, by yourself. If how you want to work it out, behind the scene as a team, this is up to you.
There's another question, the AI component. That's the bigger component. So we covered a lot of where the data set resides up in Connect and how to work with it. After you extract the data set that resides up in Connect Data Services, you're gonna see it in the brief for one. You're gonna see it in the email, but then you're gonna be using that to train your own model that you're then going to be inputting into AVEVA process simulation. So the APS portion of this is just covering the very, very first step in this competition, which is getting the data out of Connect Data Services.
So another question, Don, yeah, go ahead.
I was just that's probably more on your side of the fence, Mihaela. I didn't create a lot of the rules, but
yeah, so any libraries that you guys can use can be used. That's again, we don't limit anything there. Okay, if we have zero knowledge regarding Python coding, what do you guys recommend? What do you recommend, John or Daniel?
I would. I mean, there are some there pretty extensive examples that would help get you started within Python, but there are other methods available to get access to the data as well. Won't necessarily go through it in a lot of detail, but that's probably something you'll be able to work out if you look through some of those learning bites or look through some of the information on data extraction from Connect. You shouldn't need a lot or any experience, I should say, because there's a lot of ways to get various things to generate code for you that'll basically accomplish what you need to do in this. Maybe it won't be the most efficient and it won't do things in the best fashion, but it'll get you something that'll get you the data set that you need.
So another question for Afan was, are there any rules of using Gen AI for help? For us, as a corporation, as a software company, we do use Gen AI ourselves. So if that's going to be the way you want to resolve it, in the end will be up to the judges to understand, okay, is that all you did, or you actually use part of your knowledge, to in your input in the competition. Just so you know, the part of the judges, we have experts, who are, Gen AI experts, so they will
No,
definitely
es que él está
immediately
proponiendo que le
identify,
puede.
okay, someone is
No,
on.
él no entiende más.
Bruna, is there any way that you
Él
can
no
mute
entiende
everyone
nada.
and then we unmute yourself?
Sí, eso uno lo pone que responder y no.
Okay. So again, with the Gen AI portion, we leave it up to you guys. Of course, you should use it wisely. Don't rely 100% on that. If you want Gen AI to help you, check some of the facts, that's one way to look at it. But if you want to resolve the whole exercise with that, I don't recommend that for sure. Okay, and then I see even if. Yes. So if you registered as a single participant and you want to be part of the group, you can do that. Again, this is not up to us. For you guys, as long as one of you is registered by December 31st, you should be good to, by the time you submit at the end of the competition, your report. If you want to participate as a group, that's fine. Again, that's up to you. We don't require necessarily everyone part of the team to register. If everybody has registered, that's all right. It's not a problem as such. But if just one student has registered, that's okay too. Okay, John, do you want to take that last one? What will the AI model we train to use for?
Let me see. I believe that's covered in the brief, and it's a little bit up to you. That's probably something that Ryan would be able to answer a little bit better, Ryan. But
and I believe part of the
the
statement of the competition will cover that too. So
yeah, read the brief.
Mm-hmm.
And the video, this is being recorded, and the link to the recording will be sent out for those of you that weren't able to attend the full session. So yeah, that'll be sent out.
Okay, so last one, and this is more for after the competition, what type of role does the internship prize offer? Usually, the internships are part of the R&D group within AVEVA or part of their technical support. But so far in the last 7 years, doing this competition, the winners have always been part of our research and development teams in either our California office or other offices where we need the fill position. Is there any age limit? No, there's no age limit, but we want you to be a student, an active student that's studying chemical engineering or mechanical engineering is accepted too. This is case by case, so it's supposed to be approved before. So if you're not registered by now, you won't be able to register at the moment the registration is closed. But yeah, you would need to be a student. So it's over 18. It has to be an adult. So the schedule of the competition, I'm sorry you have missed this. You should be able to find it on the registration page. So all the information, if you look on the page, you should be able to find it there. Also, there's a lot of information for you guys. I do suggest, if you haven't read the terms and conditions for the competition, I know this is something that, majority of us, we just agree to those terms and conditions, but I do suggest that you look at those. And yeah, with any questions that you may have, you should address them to us either directly or however you see it fit. You should have email addresses. We will send you an email today from AVEVA academic program, so you have that email address that you can contact us. Also, you have our technical support groups that you can contact. Those are for your technical questions. Please try to be organized when you access those those email addresses. Try to keep everything kind of concise, so we have a better understanding. We have quite a few participants in the competition, so we want to make sure that we serve you guys and we support you as much as we can. So if you stay organized and to the point in your emails and in your communication, that would help us very much. But yeah, this is it from our side. Again, email follow-up in the next hour or so. If any questions, please let us know. Please don't forget about the live training that we have on January 26th on AVEVA process simulation. And this is it. Thank you very much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.